Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Time for game number 2 here in this best of 3 series. FlyToMoon off to a good start in game number 1. Very solid performance. Once again, they've been looking absolutely fantastic. In fact, they lost to them already yesterday. And now they're on the verge of perhaps being defeated twice in a row. 2 days time. And they're gonna try and stop that from happening. I need to find some sort of solution right now. At the Bounty Hunter, Witch Doctor opening still on the cards. You FlyToMoon though with the first pick, and Dark Willow has not been banned, so maybe that's something that they want to go back to. They've done it before.
I do like the Rubik ban since Effect it just seems to be a very strong hero. Like with the outfield, it just does a lot of work.
Yeah. He does, and well, I think quite a bit of time to think about the first pick, but it is the Dark Willow, so disgusting. That's all I can say to that. But Effects, they have a plan. Omni Knight Sanking straight off the bat.
You know what they want.
I mean, Omni Knight's pretty good against Willow. As good as it can be, just with a repel, right, and being able to counteract a lot of her shenanigans.
He'll go through too. Like Sanking is also nice because you can always stun even if she uses her crap.
Yeah.
Then of course Omni Knight heal, which you already have some damage that can go through.
Yeah.
Shadow Realm.
That is so important, especially with the stuns. Like, there's nothing more infuriating than Dark Willow who's pressing Shadow Realm and then TPing out under that.
Yeah, you really want those untargetable stuns.
Yeah.
Or non-targetable.
Non-target stuns.
Non-target stuns, yes, that is.
Non-unit target stuns, there we go.
Yeah.
Alright, Bounty Hunter though, making an appearance again. We're probably gonna be in hands of no fear, but yeah, where's the Willow gonna end up in this game? What do you think?
I mean, we've seen it as support only, pretty much, so I would assume also on a fight, but we could also see Nongrada picking up on the offlane. I don't really know who plays it in their team.
I guess we'll find out as draft develops. For now, Effect. Thinking about these same questions, like what's FlyToMoon gonna do with that? What kind of heroes do they want to round it out with? It's still be the Beastmaster. That's on the cards again, perhaps for Nongrada, not been banned out just yet.
Pack is a hero that is really good with Willow, if you want to go that route. Not necessarily though. Not necessarily they want to pick that up. Don't think we've seen any pack from FlyToMoon.
Not recently, no.
So yeah, it's not a hero that they prefer, perhaps.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh. Yeah, if Beastmaster isn't banned out yet, wouldn't be too surprised to see it.
No, they've been lacking that one a lot.
Gives it that lockdown through the repel, through BKBs. Have something available here in case Omni just tries to be cheeky. Repel TP away, so it's always nice to have.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, Dark Willow is obviously very strong, but in terms of an initiation, she really only gets going once she has every blink or Yules. You blink, you curse crown, you Yules, and you throw down your roots and everything like that. But that can still be counterplayed with like quick reactions or BKBs.
Yeah, for sure. And Effect, they go with their Pugna again. So they go with what they believe in. Maybe they think, hey, it didn't work out because of this and that. Let's redo it and do it right.
Gonna be some more magic burst. Also AoE damage again, helpful if you want to just try and finish up the Dark Willow with the Nether Blast.
Yeah, for sure.
And spells are kind of costly, so the Nether Ward might actually be quite annoying for her as well.
That is true, actually. And I wonder if FlyToMoon, are they gonna go with the beast here? Otherwise, all of the flexible cores, both gyro and DP is removed. So And Razor, of course.
Yep.
So I would imagine they're just gonna pick the offlaner here.
If it's not Beast, what else would it be? Like,
Thinking maybe SF again if they wanna take the same route against Pugna in mid. That is a possibility for sure.
Yeah.
Or some other hero that does really well against Pugna in mid.
Maybe they want to pick up the Queen of Pain here in this phase. Maybe not in this pick, but the next one. Been banned out by Effect in the last game, I believe. That's a Terrorblade.
No,
Alright.
just Terrorblade. And this is already a little bit scary for me because Pugna is very good against Terrorblade. When you get Aghanims, you just remove all the illusions when you siege. And it's a very long range too with the Etherlens. As hacking with the stun, of course, is also very nice against Terrorblade, so...
Not to mention early on, the low health pool from the Terrorblade. Like, he has the same issues as an Enchantress would have. Except it's a one position, and he really needs some momentum. He needs to be able to farm up and stay ahead. There's a little bit of extra control, so this is actually looking extremely scary right now from Effect.
Yeah, I am pretty worried for FlyToMoon here. I personally don't really like the Terrorblade pick like that against what Effect already had, but I'm sure they can prove me wrong.
5 seconds remaining.
In the last draft went like we liked Effect's draft in the last game as well. But FlyToMoon, they were able to execute their vision essentially, and maybe they can do the same here.
Oh, it's a Willow offlane.
Okay, that's interesting. We're gonna have that same support comp again, Bounty Hunter, Witch Doctor. It's interesting though, because the way they've been running it before is to just be very flexible, and not just the Bounty, but also the Witch Doctor when it comes to lanes. But I'm not sure if you can just leave the Terrorblade alone against anybody here.
Yeah, against Omni sacking, that's a nightmare. Like, Omnite with the, as mentioned, Terrorblade has a very low HP pool. He has great armor, but Purification doesn't care about armor. Like, that's a big nuke right there. And when you don't have meta, you can't lane against Omni. It's very hard. You're gonna have to rely on just pulling back creeps. So it's pretty tough Terrorblade game for sure. And if they're gonna leave him alone, I mean they can leave him alone and try to just like accelerate both their other lanes into the mid game and just kind of make space for Terrorblade that way.
Yep.
Might be what they're thinking right now.
And they must have something in mind, right?
What did you say?
They must have something in mind, right? It's not just, oh yeah, we're gonna pick these heroes because we like to play them and then see, and then hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, they did pick Terrorblade into sacking Pugna, so this has to be something that they're very comfortable with.
Yeah. Alright, Morphling banned last here along with a Puck. So Effect don't want to take the chance, even though FlyToMoon has not really been running that hero. Just way too powerful here, and it's one of these heroes that can be that space creator for Terrorblade. Very hard to just lock down, and even with the spells that you have, like you have the Blink Burrow Strike and stuff like that, but if you miss that, then well, what else do you really have? Lock her down, but instead it's gonna be the Kunkka.
Okay. Kunkka mid. Yeah, it has to be a Kunkka mid.
Yeah.
So, pretty crazy draft from FlyToMoon here. Like, sure, only Kunkka looks a little bit different, but Dark Willow offlane is not something we've seen, so I'm pretty hyped about that one.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Kunkka, he definitely... I want to say that, like, both is nice for Terrorblade, so he won't get bursted as easily.
Yeah.
He could just get bursted before the boat buff even hits him, so...
Okay, it's only though one of these heroes that can really add to the pressure of the Bounty Hunter Witch Doctor. Whenever either one of them ganks their lane, you have that extra bit of control
that's
available.
Very true.
Okay, Troll Warlord. Not sure about this one. Like, I have been unimpressed by that hero last couple of times we've seen it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. I do like the hero in the right lineup. I love to see when you pair it up like with something that can utilize his ultimate. Now that is not the case. And sure, I think that teams kind of like it against Terrorblade because you go this Battlefury build and you have the access, so you kind of blink on top of Terrorblade and just uses your access so the illusions will miss.
Yeah.
But I haven't really seen it work.
Yeah, like,
so
I feel like every single time I've
10
seen the
seconds
Trolled Warlord
remaining.
is whether they win or lose, it's never because of
5
that hero.
seconds remaining.
That hero is just kind of there. It's kind of does something, but it's never really the deciding factor.
yeah.
Doesn't help you win a game that you're about to lose or turn things around, and it doesn't. It's not really the reason you win the game in the first place.
Well, we're just gonna have to see if it can prove us wrong here. Because I'm with you. I don't really feel the hero.
Well, certainly up to them to again, as I said, prove us wrong. Because they're down 1-0 in this series. Big pause apparently here because there's some lags, so we can stare at these heroes for a little while longer.
Yay.
But yeah, we are gonna see these lanes. Grada picking up the Dark Willow, the offlane, Iceberg Kunkka mid. Question is, how much help do they need to give to Silent?
Yeah, I do wonder if they're just gonna straight up just say, just do it, like manage yourself as good as you can, and we're just gonna roam.
Yeah.
Or if they're maybe gonna try to give him a little bit of an advantage.
Not too many ways for Terrorblade to come back though, is there? I mean, it's not like a Shadow Fiend. You can just stack up a few cams or even a Gyro or Luna.
No, he's not, like, he doesn't really, he can't of course farm stacks like that, but with the illusions he's a pretty damn fast farmer. But of course he gets completely wrecked in lane. You can't really.
Don't have the
So that
levels,
is
don't have the tankiness for these illusions to actually be worthwhile.
I think they need to at least help him a little bit. Or completely try to, if they can dodge the, I don't, none of these lanes are particularly nice for Terrorblade.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna come down to, can FlyToMoon find a way to enable this Terrorblade in the early game, because I am worried for them. But if they get through that hump of the weakness of this hero, I think they're looking great.
I mean, maybe they find these situations where King R or something like that just use the burst strike aggressively, misses it, and gets maledicted, and right-clicked a couple of times with Metamorphosis.
Yeah, of course with Metamorphosis, like they have really good kill potential when they have Metamorphosis up.
Alright, no fear, already doing his thing, scouting out these lanes.
Yeah, every time when he plays his bounty, he just plays these really, really deep wards.
So, is there any
30 seconds
argument to
to
be made for
battle.
Troll Warlord in particular up against the Dark Willow in this lane? Or is it just kind of
No,
normal?
I mean, I guess having a range here is nicer against Dark Willow, because Dark Willow is really obnoxious with her attacks. Like, she does it. She has a acceptable range. I think it's 475, and like it's a really good animation. So any melee hero is gonna suffer even harder against her, because she will just right click away at you. At least Troll has his range going for him.
Look at no fear. Already being obnoxious. Bringing the creeps around a little bit. As much as he can here before we can start the TP back, or even just invis on out of there. We'll stack up the creep wave here, make sure that Nongrada has a double wave pushing into him to get the experience.
Yeah.
We also plop down this early ward behind the tower, so whenever the courier does come out, which will probably bone until it's flying anyway. You might be able to snipe it.
I mean, I'm sure they have PTSD from last game, so they're gonna be super careful with that courier.
Nongrada, look at what LDW is doing. Just holding the creep wave out on the outside, but taking quite a bit of damage in exchange.
Guess ILTW has the Warlock heal to work with here, so
Yeah.
otherwise he wouldn't have had a salve, and it could have been pretty bad for him. But with the Warlock heal, should be all good.
It's working out pretty well. I mean, it's basically two creep waves clashing into each other. Nongrata doesn't get that safe experience here. He's
I mean,
actually in a little danger. Actually, he does have the Shadow Realm, pops it now.
like when the lanes does like this, like it's two lanes against each other. It's also beneficial for the offlaner because ILTW on the carry is he's not gonna be able to deny every creep, which is what you ideally want to do.
Yep.
So like Nongrata, he gets a lot of XP to say that he wouldn't otherwise.
Yep. Able to keep himself in this lane, and was the crucial factor of that. Martin brought him super low, but of course, again, Shadow Realm held the point for as long as he could, but he eventually needed to bring it up at level 1. But that secured him as level 2, so he has more utility to work with.
Yep.
So far, so good in this lane. Let's take a look at these others. Iceberg. Hook up against Pugna. Who's favorite here, actually?
I would assume Pugna. Like Pugna can be annoying with the Cryptify and make sure that Kun can miss some last hits, and with the Nether Blast you have a lot of damage. You can be annoying and do well, but I would assume that Kunkka is gonna do quite fine. The Tidebringer harass is very annoying.
Yeah. Such a huge range now. Also on fly for himself. Haystone is going in with Torn set up by the cask. Maldic already on top of always on the fly too, and
The heal.
oh, not for Ninja. So he ends up dropping, but Mana with rotation in. Quite a bit of counter damage here, of course, already cleaning through the Witch Doctor. If it's more space for bottom lane.
Nofer is currently sitting here, leeching, having a good time.
Not on my watch.
But yeah, very big kill, very nice for them.
Yeah. Again, expected rotation too. Brought on by the Haste Rune. King R. Can get him actually? Not without the Maledict. Cannot quite get in range.
And
Yeah.
he just popped Med on silent, and they've still been winning the lane pretty hard. That kind of surprises me. That I guess Witch Doctor is just a very good lane support. I guess the hero is good.
Well, so especially if you hit the level 2, if you have that time, then throw the paralyzing cast, get yourself in range for the Maledict. All of a sudden gets a lot harder to just play around that.
I would just imagine that Silent would have a really hard time staying in against this dual lane without meta, but he saved it for a long time, and he's still like basically free farms.
Yeah.
It's a couple of lasses behind the Troll Warlord breath.
Let's see, keep an eye on that to see how it develops. No fear. I with his own courier this time. Martin finds himself an Invis rune. Gonna do his best bounty hunter impression right now. LTW should be fine. Fairly tanky on the 0. Especially in melee form, has 10 armor to work with. Top lane, bit of a cast bouncing, also on the fly. Actually a bit of trouble here. King auto use the burst strike. Vexorakis just straight up TPs out before it can come off cooldown. Now instead, turns around on the Terrorblade, the heal, making sure the King R will be able to survive, and silence. Still hanging around. He does have 9 stick charges to work with, so he can feel rather comfortable.
No regen though, so he's gonna should be a little bit scared about going to last hits here.
It's 5 base region at this point.
Yeah,
So we'll be able to stick it
seems
out.
good.
Especially the Afterlife not holding that soul ring just yet, so he knows that it's not gonna be an unstoppable illuminate or purification spam. Not illuminate, it's a different hero.
Yeah, we saw him yesterday.
Yep. Okay. Mid lane, they're kind of trading back and forth, but now King R, okay, that's a bit of a burst, but not quite enough here. Going for the body blocks, but Torn will say, nope, not gonna happen. Nongrata, mid rotation, same for Nofia. King R He's actually in a lot of trouble. Doesn't know the burst strike. If he can survive, and he can after the high ground with the crab fight too. Just to make sure. And any Tidebringer would hit him.
There.
Ooh, that was very close.
I'll take that.
And the offlaner Nongradi, he rotates early with that TP. I like that play, but just barely doesn't get the kill.
Yep. So as a result, LTW, he's certainly been farming quite well, regardless. Like 39, even 20 nice. But the more important part is the reason that Nongrada, on top of no fear, can leeching a little bit, but Nongrada, not even level 5, not even halfway there. And it's exactly what you want against the Dark Willow, just try and limit her levels early on.
That is another benefit of the hero, like, with Troll, like, he's just a very strong laner. With the nice armor he got going and the slow and just the mischance, like, you have a lot of tools to make your laning really nice.
Midnight? It's fine, right? Yeah, only just. Down to 100 health points here, only because of the stick charges. But yeah, they're still holding their own up here. Really good amount of lasters actually on Afterlife, as he almost has enough money for the soldering now.
Yeah. He's doing alright for himself. I still would have imagined that he would have done better here, with the Sand King being around as well. That not being the case.
Oh yeah. And oh, thank you. Doesn't get the second hit in. On level 2, so no insta-kill potential. It's gotta hurt though, he's like 5 experience points away from it.
Yeah. I mean, he's struggling right now. He hasn't really found anything.
Yeah, it's just the difference of this one kill on Sand King in the mid lane earlier. You get that, you have level 3, the courier dies, and everything starts to fall apart, but always on fly. Ooh. Stop dropping here.
Nice little kill. Rotation from mid lane of Ninja.
It's using these Ace runes. Make the quick stab on the sidelines, yeah. On the side lanes. Run an extra bit of damage and then be right back in lane. Not really missing too much, and there we go, finally finds it.
Yeah, there it is.
I mean, so much. And with a fresh ward here behind the tower. Constantly spending time roaming in and out. I guess, I mean, many heroes that they can actually kill with how defensively they're playing.
I mean, it's a very slow pace game right now. And neither side seems to be finding...
Smoked under the ward.
Oh, that's tough. They know this one for sure. That is probably just gonna back off and take it easy. Which means that they're making a move bottom now, and they know that there's support on top, so this should be a free kill on ITW.
Such good movement here. Iceberg actually needs to click his buttons, and he does indeed. The boat flying through on top of the battle, everything.
Hey, they got
silent.
silent.
What they did? Interesting.
Nice.
Alright, all the way behind that, so it does turn into a very even trade across the map. Even though they scouted out this rotation, maybe they didn't expect the effect to go this deep.
Yeah, greedy from silent, so...
Lane though, Madden.
Go that one.
It's healing himself up, but it's gonna be Axe back. Another Tidebringer. Yeah, there we go. It's so hard to fight against the Kunkka because Tidebringer, if you max it out this early, it's 100 extra damage on a 4-second cooldown and giant AoE. Like, how do you deal with that?
And his level 10 talent is 40 damage, so that's something ridiculous. But his talents are really, really good.
Ooh, Torrent, not quite going to hit. They still find the Meltec.
We have the X. They will.
They do, but there's also Repel on the field, so always want to fly. We'll just end up dying. And the rock being dropped here. Then one more than that. Iceberg gonna be slowed down. Nongrada. Only used the brambles a little bit earlier, and now more people rotating in. Silence also in this general area, throws in some illusions, trying to find an angle in, but looks like Angrada, dropping before he can get his terrorize off. That'll be the only casualty for now. So, okay, Iceberg just slaps him a new one. Return zoning out more. Afterlife, he does have a repel, gets it off now. Pass not bouncing further, but I find the extra Martin. No fear finally coming through as well. Can he throw it out? He can indeed. We'll need to find the actual kill here, so this fight is still going on. Oh, both teams just decide, alright, we used all the spells. Let's just walk away. FlyToMoon. We're starting to shrine up.
Be worried now. Like, they can't start giving away kills. Just like last game, the game was looking good for Effect, but then just track started to get out of hand.
Yep.
And FlyToMoon was able to kind of leverage that into their victory in the game 1, so...
Another smoke and another ward, this time on the other side.
Well...
Yeah, he's also invis on top of that though, so to see two heroes just cowering behind the tower.
They actually know Alpha Ninja is not under tower, so they could potentially dive this one.
Really there, and he realizes it too. Iceberg already showed himself. So this is a very diveable tower right now.
Yeah, they know that they don't have rock, so...
Not pulling the trigger, alright. A little bit too scared of any other rotations coming in.
Yep.
What combo? Still the X was just used. King Owl will be alright. Top lane, no big skirmish there. The carries match up against each other, but now this rotation through, they have the track, and they have the cascade and bouncing, cancelling demands. Channel of the upheaval. This rotation in from Afterlife though, nice little
he died.
chain, and he just dives to the right clicks, and the tower shot's hitting no fear. Martin, really committing a lot, but Afterlife finally decides, hey, I have a Guardian Angel, you're not gonna kill my friend. The cast not gonna be enough to keep Owls on the fly alive. So
Actually,
FlyToMoon taking
Iceberg played that correctly. He TP'd and then he armor toggled between Omni Knight right clicks. But he was fatal bonded with, I think, Bounty, and I think Bounty took damage, so it was like...
Yeah, he takes some tower shots, I think.
Yep. So that was, I mean, correct thinking from Iceberg, but just didn't realize that, hey, fatal bonds is gonna hurt me, probably.
I'm sure he realizes there's just no other option at that point.
Yeah, he just went for it.
I believe. Maybe yell at your teammate a little bit. Stop taking damage! Ah!
Yeah. It's only logical to flame a little bit or yell.
Alright, so this game affects, I mean, not just getting the kills, but also actually having the network lead because of that. And because Troll Warlords are farming quite well still. 92 last hits, 40 minutes into the game. Just a little bit ahead of Silent, who's just turned to the jungle.
Yeah, they're doing good for themselves. But they did good for themselves last game as well, and they just need to be ready for whatever comes. Not give away too much from this bounty hunter.
Yeah. Need to keep building momentum and maintain that too, because when you have a Troll Warlord, it's not the most reliable hero, and you're up against one of the best late game carries in the game in the hands of Silent, so you have to be very wary of that.
Who is Frog Willow?
Yeah, and that too.
Don't forget that.
Alright, we're looking for a wraparound Iceberg, just waiting in the backlines. No fear starts to get the tracks going. Next, they have quite a few heroes here, but might just be Rumble. There's a Torrent, revealing himself, but not hitting as many heroes as you would want.
I think they want to start pressuring this tower, but Iceberg is sitting here in the jungle of the Radiant, and he kind of wants to go in from behind, I think.
He already threw out the Torrent earlier, so I think they know that he's here. But I'm not really going across the river unless there's an opportunity there, like they just burst it down. No fear, very quickly there, and I'll even force Nograda to come in. Nograda did finish up the tier 1 tower bottom. He's still pushing there, up in the top lane. And LTW is still farming, so overall, Effect is getting the better end of this exchange, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty even. Two heroes on both sides are farming. But for sure, I mean, the fact that King R is allowed to farm and get his Blink Dagger is very big for them, so...
Yeah. Is it now? No fear?
No fear is gonna cancel another TP. So annoying.
Oh well. Overall, this tower, whenever Ninja can get close, you can just drop down one spell. Take a decent chunk of health points off. Then now, committing more heroes. King R still tracked up. They have 5 heroes here. Surely they commit for something, right? They have every spell available.
Yeah, this
Have a Blink Dagger. But they missed that. Repel is there to just deal with Nograda's shenanigans.
This is getting tough for them. They need to they need to smoke. If they want to do that, they need
boat,
to smoke.
X? Is that an X? There's no X. Interesting. Iceberg didn't have the range, I think, with just level 2.
Like, if they want to do that play, they need to smoke around and make sure to, seal the deal. Like, get a proper initiation, blow someone up, and then hopefully just get the tower. Because sitting around like that, like, a good team will just do what FlyToMoon get. Like, they will put a couple of heroes there and they will make sure that they waste their time.
Yeah. They have shortened that net worth gap just a little bit. Also, there's an LTW anyway, so again, he went for the Battle Fury. Like the Faceless Void last game, and it's very good for farming, sure, but
Dire's bottom tower is
not
under
really gonna help you win these team fights going forward. But Blink Dagger, Epicenter, cancel TP, except for Death. They bring Death, and that's a pretty good TP cancel.
bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, that's a very nice kill for them. And maybe they can start pressuring the mid tower now because of this. It's almost dead, actually.
Yeah. Now Ninja should be able to finish it off eventually here, only forcing out the Glyph Mill. The rest of this team crushing the bottom tower quite a bit.
Dire's middle tower
So the Fly can't stand in the front lines, and yeah, this is very dangerous. I mean, Blink Burst Strike into Martin, just dropping the rock. FlyToMoon, they do not want to engage into this at all.
Yeah. Sally's just gonna start pushing top.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, top.
Radiant's top tower is
So
under
much
attack.
vision for Radiant here in this bottom lane
Radiant
too.
structures are fortified.
But they
Dire's bottom
feel like it's not really worth LTW TPs away. And this means that FlyToMoon is gonna try
Ooh.
to catch them.
They got him, but there it is, the rock counter initiation burst strike on 2 with
Oh,
the link.
good.
Iceberg and Nograda taking so much damage here. One of them is gonna be bursted down, but Silent jumping away at the Warlocks. It's just a 1-for-1 trade in the end. There's not enough damage for the Conquest. Fight still rages on though.
Really
Another burst strike also catches Silent. That's something to work with. That'll keep him alive for a little bit longer and buy him enough time to walk behind the tower.
structures
Really wants to skull him, but it would be way too dangerous. King R. Oh.
Dire's middle tower
Finds it does, but not the burst strike onto No Fear. Shields are there. Iceberg with a TP in. King R repelled up. Will be just fine until that expires in just a second. There it is. Track forward. Blink in from Iceberg. Another burst strike before he falls. There it is though. The Decrepify. Ninja finds the suck down onto Silent. Now more bursts here with the purification coming through with another blast. And now it's Konkao just straight up gets exploded.
And during this ILTW, just cash little Roche.
Oh
So
no.
that's huge
Okay.
for Effect.
He's actually fine here. The Death Ward not targeted on him until just now. But then it's Afterlife there with this Guardian Angel. So all of this physical damage, magical damage from Nograda, even on level 1 Bedlam. Not as crazy as it would be in later levels, but damn. Actually making this work with the turnaround. The fact. Huge victory here. That gold graph that we were talking about earlier, thinking about 2k. Now up at 8k after all of that.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
And now that they have the ages, it's not gonna stop, I think. They're gonna get these last tier 2s, or there's one more tier 2.
bottom tower
Probably gonna get, and then means high ground on. They have Pugna. It's a very easy hero to siege high ground with. And even against Kunkka, like, they have repel if someone gets caught out of position with the X.
Yeah. That was going down. Gold repeatment at 11k.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this
Purple draws the line.
Yeah, just the biggest insult that you win this team, but this decisively, while Effect don't even have all the heroes there.
I mean, they don't have their most or like, well, they carry there.
Yeah.
So it's certainly a big deal.
So you saw the power of the Omni Knight. And after Ninja 2, here the Pugna just making it so hard for FlyToMoon to actually finish anybody off. Both of these heroes with repels, with Guardian Angels, the Corruptifies, life drains.
We see the issue with TB against the sacking Pugna. Like, it's so much magic damage that it's really scary for you to play this game.
We're gonna get the Aegis now at the very least. It's more or less for free. It's better use, but also the Death Ward, slightly longer cooldown.
Dire's top tower is under
Still gonna lose the tier 2 top.
Question is, they're probably at least gonna force them back here
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
with the Pugna, which is quite
Dire's
fast.
top tower has fallen.
FlyToMoon, they'll get the tier 2 trade,
Bottom
but
tower is under attack.
They have
take
the
some damage to the tier 3.
Golem here on Warlock, so
Repel, no Aegis, but
that
the
tower.
Aegis falls so fast. I guess that's what you can do on a Troll Warlord if he's unimpeded. Just chop away towers like that.
You might just go with Repel again. Repel is up now and they're just gonna start hitting the racks.
Go on and him do something, but what do you do at this point? Your Terrorblade start hitting away. There's no glyph, there's no anything, there's nothing to stop by LTW. It just straight up gets the racks for free until now. Repel wears off. They Dragon back on the Torrent misses. The rock being dropped as well. Just to keep them away and do some more damage to range racks.
Well, Silent is getting racks too.
Oh wow, he is? Is he? Is he really?
Is he?
He can Sunder still. Gets it off on Afterlife and finish off the racks. He has to give his life for the cause. Ooh.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
That is
Oh.
very big for them, but not sure it's enough. He did die as well, so
It's kind of the best trade that I could have hoped for, right?
yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Because either he makes that play or he just tries to commit for a team fight, and because he's the physical damage in the lineup right now. That a little bit of burst from the Kunkka, but Iceberg he's building into more. And Kunkka, pretty damn scary once he has one or two Daedalus or Daedalus in his inventory. Also super useful against these super creeps.
The Spirit Vessel on Bounty, which will be very useful against the Omni Knight Warlock heal, even Pugna heal. And they have Beekeeper on Terrorblade, so this is a point where FlyToMoon can actually potentially fight Effect here. And they might be forced to.
Dire's bottom shrine
But
is
there's
under
no
attack.
meta for 60 seconds.
No Golem either. No Epicenter for another 35, so
Dire's bottom shrine
I don't think Effect
has
really
fallen.
want to overcommit here, just going down some Nether Blasts onto the tower.
Wow. Troll is Butterfly, he's really fast.
Radiant's courier
Really.
How's that? Why's the courier flying? It flew like this direction, even though heroes were all over here. That was a bit weird.
I think maybe they tried to avoid the bounty, but he
Yeah,
outsmarted.
that didn't work. Well, they're gonna try and punish him here. They catch him with the dust, the Yules, another burst strike available in a couple of seconds.
are fortified.
They're gonna get him though.
Do they have? They should have the. Oh, they already used the purification.
Oh, oh my god. Alright.
So close. Pittsburgh, you better run. Oh, God, the Dagon.
The Dagon.
Oh my god.
Yep.
1800 health points here. Just 100 to 0 in like 2 steps. 2 spells.
It's a lot of damage.
It really is.
Radiant's
Silent release will get some more money for his team. bringing down tier 1 top, and if they can delay this more here in this bottom lane, you can get to tier 2, but look at this damage already. Blink Burst Strike here onto the Witch Doctor. Nice Terrorize though. King R, but there's a rock being dropped on 3 different targets. No, this time Silent actually coming back to fight. That's King R down. LTW trying to fight you with the butterfly. He's gonna be very powerful up against Silent, but he has to be careful about the stun. That does go through repels. He's walking away.
Cool.
Not on a half health from a big crit from Tidebringer here. Nice little Nether Blast, but Alpha Ninja caught by the cask. Martin, he's gonna be the extra target, but Glimmercape keeps him safe for the time being. As they find the X on Alpha Ninja. This should be the death of Wagner. Maybe not though, with the repel still being there. Gonna have to refocus, trying to catch Afterlife, but he has a blink, so overall, extremely clean escape for effect, only losing the 1 hero. Yeah. I thought they'd be dropping more than that.
Yeah, for sure. That was the Kunkka buyback as well, so they kind of needed to get something out of that, but yeah, they only get the tanking.
Kunkka and the Witch Doctor both taking a second lives.
So that's another big win for effect.
Continue to build the lead. Silent, he does have his BKB now though. And still pretty close to his Manta style. And it's something that we can't forget, right? This is a lineup that can scale.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Yeah, if you keep your buildings alive, slow down effects, then can't help but feel that even with how much utility you have from the Under Knight and this team fight from the Sanking Warlock, it might win you team fights, it might win you the game, but it just might as well not be enough at the end. Some of that just not sits perfectly.
I mean, one fight and they're gonna get so much gold back because of tracks.
Yeah.
And of course the fact that they're behind, so yeah, they cannot make any mistakes here.
Again though, repel, it's still a big issue. There's nothing really that they have against that.
It's a pretty easy way of playing the game like they're doing right now, just with the repel. Oh, I think he's going low.
Got an Angel, the boat still comes in, and this kind of partner will keep him safe. Meanwhile, Silent and Nongrata, they're looking for one on the backlines. Couple links out, LTW is tracked, repelled up now just to keep him safe, but he doesn't have health points to really go into. The Silent pops the BKB, finding up with the Art for Ninja to terrorize, will make sure that there's no extra spells coming in. So Silent can finish the job even without the meta. That's a big kill already. King R should also end up dropping, no extra support for him. Stay refocus. And yeah, everyone's super low on health and mana on the side of FlyToMoon, but they didn't die, and they got 2 very important kills.
Yeah, and I could have gotten a troll, and that would have been really huge. So yeah, I think Effect is like, all right, let's get Roche. Like, let's just slow down, get Roche, and then we go.
One will spawn in 45 seconds. Have to just lay low for a little bit. How much map control can FlyToMoon here reestablish in that time?
I mean, Terrorblade is a really good hero at doing that because of you also have the illusions to push out. You don't actually have to use your hero. Like, you just get map control by pushing out with illusion. That's one of the really big benefits of this hero. That even if you're really like squished into your base, you will always find some farm through it that way.
Yep.
And of course, it will give them a lot of map control that way. So.
Smoke up.
They know Roche is about to spawn, so.
Smoke and smoke action here, but no fear. Oh no, that boss, not a deal.
Anchor's boss?
Huh. Well, no fear scouts out effects. Of course, they know that they've been scouted out because the smoke broke. They have a dust on Sanking, so if he figures out, oh, it's probably coming in from the side, they can blink across, dust, burst strike. Then they just burst down no fear instantly.
That would be a good start for sure to the fight. However, if they do that, that's gonna enable perhaps Dark Willow to get like a really good terrorize and Terrorblade to just really hit away.
I wouldn't be too surprised to see Nongrata channel that up immediately after the pause ends.
Yeah. But of course, they might also think that, hey, this is probably just a bounty on Just alone, and therefore they will like overcommit on him.
We'll find out right the hell now. King R makes his way to the side, blinks up to the high ground, sees everybody. Double burst strike here on top of the rock onto 3 different heroes. Olsen flies dead already. BKB already used on silent. That's not the sun. They cannot get it off the bench. ILTW makes it happen in the man fight. Non-Grata. Everybody else on the side of FlyToMoon just trying to get away. But only semi-successful. Non-Grata.
Oh my god, he almost killed him.
He almost got the solo kill on LTW. This is just the power of the Dark Willow, but almost doesn't get you anything in Dota as it stands. Not even going for the bounty hunter. They anticipated that he was not alone. That there's gonna be more behind him, so the burst strike hits too as King R blinks to the high ground. Immaculate decision making there, now forcing out more buyback. Silence still holds on to us for just a few seconds, but it doesn't even have the metamorphosis. Committed that to the last fight, but of course, effects. Yeah, playing patient.
This means it's a free Roche. They don't have meta. They don't have any business going contesting this Roche.
Yeah.
However, they seem like they do want to do it anyways because they just feel like if they get this Roche, there's nothing we can do. But it's already dead.
First strike there immediately bursts down, no fear. Then you're walking forward, LTW just cleaning house here. Double kill. He sees Iceberg, another bash onto the Konka. And GG is called already. Yeah, 3 years on the sidelines, no buybacks on anybody. Iceberg, not long for the world. What a game, I mean.
And we see power of Troll. Maybe it is a hero after all.
Yeah.
But I do think that the real downfall of FlyToMoon here is this terrible epic. I didn't like it into this Pugna and cycle already, and then I mean it just never took off, and what we feared happened.
It was way too slow. Troll Warlord just hit that timing, right? It's not the biggest of time windows that you have in that hero, but if you found this as well as ILTW did, and if you have the kind of support, like this wouldn't have been possible without the Omni Knight. If he doesn't have the repel going for these high ground pushes, then there's no way he doesn't die there. But as it stands, like there was no physical damage really to deter him, so yeah, of course, make good use of that, and at that point you just snowball from there.
Like the counter initiation from both Snacking and Warlock, the support from Omni Knight and the Warlock heal, and just the Pugna Troll Warlord pushing power. That's a scary fight, man.
Yeah.
And they executed it.
Alright, Effect keep themselves alive, not just in this series, but also in this tournament, tying up the series 1-1. Now we'll see which one of these teams will pull it out in game number 3 and get the chance to play against Vega Squadron in the finals. For now though, we're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Yep.